In football, timing is everything. You can be the best player in the world in peak form playing for the biggest club and still end up with nothing but bad luck. In today's video, we're diving into 8 jaw-dropping stories of world-class players who had everything except the timing. From dream transfers gone wrong to once-in-a-lifetime trophies missed by a whisker. These aren't just missteps. These are full-blown football tragedies. And trust me, number 2 will catch you off guard. And number 1, that's not just a player, that's a whole mentality. So sit tight, hit that like button and make sure you stay till the end, because these stories will make you rethink everything you know about success in football. Let's begin. Number 7 is Eden Hazard, once hailed as the Premier League's brightest talent, a magician with the ball, and Chelsea's crown jewel. In the 2014-15 season, he clinched the PFA Players Player of the Year award, leading Chelsea to a Premier League title and earning the Premier League Player of the Season accolade. During his 7-year stint at Chelsea, Hazard dazzled fans with 85 goals and 54 assists in 245 league appearances, securing 2 Premier League titles, 2 Europa League trophies, and an FA Cup. In 2019, Hazard made a dream move to Real Madrid for a fee that could rise to €150 million, making him one of the most expensive transfers ever. But dreams don't always go as planned. Injuries plagued Hazard's time in Spain. Over 4 seasons, he managed just 54 La Liga appearances and scored only 4 goals. Despite his limited contributions, Hazard was part of the Real Madrid squad that won the Champions League in the 2021-22 season. Adding to the irony, while Hazard was sidelined at Madrid, his former club Chelsea clinched the Champions League title in 2021, defeating Manchester City in the final. After a challenging spell, Hazard mutually agreed to terminate his contract with Real Madrid in June 2023 and announced his retirement from professional football in October 2023. Number 6 is Cesc Fabregas, one of the most intelligent midfielders of his generation, a World Cup winner, a 2-time European champion with Spain, and a creative genius on the ball. But when it came to the Champions League, luck was never on his side. Let's rewind to 2006. Fabregas, just 18 years old, was already a star at Arsenal. That season, Arsenal reached the Champions League final for the first time in their history, the opponent, Barcelona. Despite Arsenal taking an early lead, Barca came back late in the game to win 2-1. Fabregas tasted defeat at the biggest stage, against the very club he grew up in as a La Masia graduate. Years passed, Arsenal stayed competitive but never quite made it back to the top. So in 2011, after 8 long years in North London, Fabregas made the emotional return to Barcelona. And here's where the irony begins. Just before he joined, Barcelona won the Champions League in 2009 and again in 2011, both times with a midfield of Xavi, Iniesta and Busquets dominating the world. Fabregas arrived right after that era's peak, and suddenly the magic dried up. He spent 3 seasons at Barca from 2011 to 2014. During that time, no Champions League titles, not even a single UCL final appearance. Knocked out by Chelsea, Bayern and Atletico in painful fashion. Then in 2014, Fabregas left Barcelona and joined Chelsea. And guess what? Barcelona won the treble the very next season, in 2015. La Liga, Copa del Rey and Champions League. The ultimate glory, just 1 year after he left. Despite all his talent and a trophy-laden career, Fabregas never won the Champions League. And when you look at the timing of his moves, it's almost cruel. Let's move on to number 5. Harry Kane, one of the most prolific strikers of his generation, a legend at Tottenham Hotspur, England's captain, and a player whose name is synonymous with goals. Yet for years, there was one glaring omission in his illustrious career, a major trophy. At Spurs, Kane came agonizingly close. Remember the 2015-16 Premier League season? Tottenham were in the title race, only to see Leicester City clinch the crown in a fairy tale finish. Then there was the 2019 Champions League final, a night of heartbreak as Liverpool triumphed. After years of near misses, Kane made a bold move in 2023. He joined Bayern Munich, a club renowned for its winning pedigree. The expectation? Trophies would finally follow. But football has a cruel sense of irony. In his debut season, Bayern experienced a shocking downturn. They finished 3rd in the Bundesliga, ending an 11-year streak of league titles. Eliminations in the DFB Pokal and Champions League compounded the misery. For the first time since the 2011-12 season, Bayern ended the campaign trophyless. The whispers began, was Kane cursed? Fast forward to the 2024-25 season, under new manager Vincent Kompany, Bayern regrouped. Kane was instrumental, netting 26 goals to secure his second consecutive Bundesliga Golden Boot. Bayern clinched the Bundesliga title with 2 games to spare, finishing 13 points ahead of Bayer Leverkusen. Finally, after years of personal accolades without team success, Harry Kane lifted his first major trophy. The so-called Kane curse was broken, yet even with this triumph, the previous season's trophyless run, Bayern's first in over a decade, remains a stark reminder of football's unpredictability. For a club accustomed to dominance, that barren year felt almost surreal. We have Philippe Coutinho on number 4, once Liverpool's golden boy, their midfield magician, and one of the best playmakers in the world. In 2017, he was unstoppable, scoring screamers, creating magic, and carrying Liverpool through tough matches. Fans adored him, opponents feared him. He was the guy at Anfield. But then came the call from Barcelona, the dream club, the Messi connection, the promise of trophies and legacy. So, in January 2018, Barcelona paid a staggering £142 million for Coutinho, one of the most expensive transfers in football history. But here's where the twist begins. That money, Liverpool spent it wisely. Very wisely. They signed Virgil van Dijk and Alisson Becker, the spine of a future European superpower. The result? Champions League winners in 2019, Premier League champions in 2020, their first in 30 years, all without Coutinho. Meanwhile, in Barcelona, things didn't go as planned. Coutinho never really fit in. He was stuck between positions, overshadowed by Messi, and lost in the system. From Liverpool's king to Barca's benchwarmer. But the real kicker? The 2019 Champions League semi-final. Coutinho returned to Anfield, this time wearing Barcelona colours. First leg, Barca 3-0 Liverpool. The final looked certain. Second leg, history. Liverpool 4, Barcelona 0. Coutinho played that night. He was on the pitch as his former club completed one of the greatest comebacks ever, eliminating the team he joined for European glory. To make it even more ironic, Liverpool's goals came through players who thrived in the system Coutinho left. Since then, Coutinho has bounced around, loaned to Bayern, Aston Villa, and more. But that Barcelona move? It became the transfer that built a champion, just not for him. The player who made it to top 3 is Kylian Mbappé, a generational talent, a World Cup winner, and a superstar who seemed destined for greatness. After years of speculation, he finally made the monumental move from Paris Saint-Germain to Real Madrid in the summer of 2024, seeking the Champions League glory that had eluded him in France. But football has a cruel sense of irony. In his debut season with Real Madrid, Mbappé showcased his brilliance, netting 29 goals in La Liga and leading the scoring charts. Yet, despite his individual success, the team fell short. Real Madrid finished second in La Liga, trailing behind arch-rivals Barcelona, who clinched the title with a rejuvenated squad under new management. The Copa del Rey and Supercopa de España also slipped through their fingers, both lost to Barcelona in closely contested finals. The Champions League, the very trophy Mbappé yearned for, proved elusive once again. Real Madrid's journey was cut short in the quarter-finals by Arsenal, who delivered a commanding 5-1 aggregate defeat. The dream of European glory remained just out of reach. Meanwhile, back in Paris, PSG thrived in Mbappé's absence. Under Luis Enrique's guidance, they secured the Ligue 1 title, the Coupe de France, and the Trophée des Champions, achieving a domestic treble. Their revamped squad, bolstered by strategic signings, displayed cohesion and resilience, culminating in a spot in the UEFA Champions League final, where they are set to face Inter Milan. The narrative is almost poetic. Mbappé left PSG seeking European triumph, only to witness his former club reach the pinnacle of continental football without him. It's a stark reminder that in football, timing and team dynamics can be as crucial as individual talent. Number 2 is Antoine Griezmann, a world-class forward, a World Cup winner, and a legend at Atletico Madrid. But when it comes to La Liga titles, his timing has been hilariously unlucky. Let's go back to the start. In 2014, Griezmann joined Atletico Madrid right after they had just won La Liga. He spent the next 5 years playing incredible football, scoring goals, creating magic, leading the team. But despite all his efforts, he never got his hands on that league trophy. So in 2019, he moved to Barcelona. At the time, Barca were La Liga champions and the most dominant club in Spain over the past decade. If Griezmann was ever going to win the league, this was the move to do it. But here's the twist. During Griezmann's first season at Barca, Atletico, the team he'd just left, won La Liga in 2021. That's right, he spent 5 years chasing it with them and they won it the second he left. Meanwhile at Barca, things got messy. Financial disaster, no trophies, Messi leaving, and the team collapsed during his 2-year stay. So Griezmann returned to Atletico Madrid in 2021, hoping to get back on track, and then it happened again. Barcelona won La Liga in 2022-23, right after Griezmann left them too. So let's sum this up. Joins Atletico, they had just won La Liga. Leaves Atletico, they win La Liga. Joins Barca, they fall apart. Leaves Barca, they win La Liga. It's almost like wherever Griezmann goes, the title shows up after he leaves. Despite his talent and consistency, Griezmann has never won La Liga. Always close, always crucial, but somehow always one step behind the trophy. And finally, the player who takes the number 1 spot, or should I say, the number who became Zlatan, is 1. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, one of the most dominant strikers of his generation, a winner in nearly every league he played in. But despite his legendary status, there's one title that always eluded him, the UEFA Champions League. And the most ironic part? He missed out on 2 trebles in 2 consecutive seasons, both by a whisker. Let me take you back. In the summer of 2009, Zlatan was at Inter Milan, already a Serie A champion. But Barcelona, fresh off their historic treble under Pep Guardiola, came calling. The allure of playing for the best team in the world was too strong, so Zlatan left Inter and joined Barca in a blockbuster swap deal involving Samuel Eto'o. What happened next? Absolute football irony. That very season, 2009-10, Inter Milan won the treble, Serie A, Coppa Italia, and most heartbreakingly for Zlatan, the Champions League. And who did Inter knock out in the UCL semi-finals? Barcelona, at the Camp Nou. Zlatan watched helplessly as his former teammates under Jose Mourinho parked the bus and defended their way into football history. Meanwhile, at Barca, Zlatan never truly clicked. Guardiola didn't trust him in the biggest games. Messi's rise to false 9 pushed Zlatan out wide, far from his comfort zone. Within a year, he was out of Barcelona. No Champions League title, no treble, just a bitter story of what might have been. And it didn't end there. Zlatan went on to win titles in Italy, France, and even the US, but the Champions League, it remained his white whale. Over 20 years, 7 clubs, 122 UCL appearances, but no trophy. In the end, Zlatan will go down as one of the greatest strikers never to win Europe's biggest prize, and the man who missed the treble by 1 transfer. Let us know in the comments, was Zlatan simply unlucky, or did he make the wrong move at the worst time? And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Take care.